Hello guys, Stan here, and in today's video guys, I'm going to be bringing you a case review of the Deep Sounds Rev.B. So this is a case made by Nanoxia. It's rather Nanoxia or Nanoxia, not too sure how to pronounce that, but nevertheless, yeah, I'm going to be bringing you guys a review, and to give you guys, the best potential review that I can do. I have actually, built my PC in this case, and by doing this, I do believe that, I have kind of, gained the understanding of what it's like, to build in the case, and I have kind of, found some really good things, and not some, not too good things about the case, and I will be sharing them things with you guys later on once we've had a look at the case with kind of no components in it. I do think that is kind of the best way to give you guys an overview of the case in general. Anyway, let's kind of get onto that, and let's just see what this case is like from Nanoxia. So to get started, at the front of the case we found two doors. Both of these are lined with some soft foam to cut down on the noise of the components inside the case. Now behind the top door we found three 5.25 inch drive bays, the Nanoxia logo, a reset button and two sliders that control fan speed. Now this integrated fan control allows up to 6 fans to be connected with 3 fans on both sliders. Inside the case internally these are wired up as A1, A2, A3 and then B1, 2 and 3. Now this is very nice to see, however it does only support 3-pin fans, which could be a problem for some people. And onto the second door of the case we found 2 spots for fans, of which 220mm fans are already pre-installed. And I will say these are Nanoxia's own fans that I will add do spin at a maximum of 1300 RPM, which enables them to be very quiet indeed when not spinning at 100%. Now the doors the fans are attached to allows the fans to be removed and also attached without the need of any screws or any kind of tool like a screwdriver. Now in addition to this, both doors have included dust fillers, and these can be slid in and out, making it very easy to remove dust from such filters. Moving on, up top we have the power button with a green LED, a cover which reveals 2 USB 2.0 ports, 2 USB 3.0 ports, as well as 2 audio ports, one for a microphone and one for a pair of headphones. Also up top we have Nanoxia's patented air chimney. This allows part of the top section of the case to raise up and therefore allow warmer air to escape, enhancing cooling inside the case. Now at the rear, starting at the top, we found 2 small water cooling holes, a 140mm fan mount with potential to support 120mm fans. Also at the back we found the cutout for the motherboard and a whopping 8 expansion slots for systems that can potentially support 4 graphics cards. Now also at the back we found 2 larger water cooling holes and finally a cutout for your power supply. Now quickly looking at the 2 side panels, the right side panel is completely plain with a dense sound isolating foam on the inside, and the left side panel is the same apart from there's a spot for 140mm or 120mm fan. Moving into the case, it does reveal quite a large area for building a PC. Now starting with the storage options on the right, this case can support up to 8 mechanical hard drives at the far right, with an optional drive bay that can add support for another 3 additional mechanical hard drives. Or, with the included steel sled, you can mount 6 SSDs or 2.5-inch laptop-sized hard drives. Now, this is a lot of storage potential, and I really do, praise Nanoxia for giving us system builders that amount of flexibility and choice inside, in terms of storage. And now, many of these drive bays can be taken out, and you can, really choose where to put your storage in the case, optimizing airflow and compatibility of other components. Now, moving on, above the hard drive cages you have 3 slots for optical disk drives. Mounting mechanism for these are toolless, is toolless shall I say, and very nice to see this. However, one thing I will say is that I can't see people really using 3 optical disk drives, so it would have been good for Nanoxia to just include 1 or 2 of these and expand the hard drive options. Now below the case on the bottom is a large dust filter that will filter the dust for the power supply intake, and also filter air for a potential fan which can be mounted on the bottom of the case. Now as for all the possible fan spots in the case, maxing out every single place where you can mount a fan inside this case, you'll be looking at 220mm fans in the front, 140 in the rear, 240s in the top, 140 in the bottom, and also 140 on that left side panel we were just talking about just a little bit ago. Now back inside the case around the motherboard you'll find 7 rubber grommets and 7 cable tie-down points, as well as a large CPU cutout area for installing large air or water coolers. Now before I show you what my personal gaming PC looks like in this case, let's go over the maximum clearances for CPU coolers and GPUs. Now the maximum CPU cooler height supported in this case is 185mm or 18.5cm, and for the maximum graphic card length you'll be looking at 31.5cm or a longer 44.5cm if you remove the top hard drive cage closest to the front of the case near the top intake fan. Oh, and lastly, as for the accessory box, you get a ton of accessories, and all the different kind of screws and stuff are in different sealed bags with labels, which I will say is very nice to see, and will make building a system in this case somewhat enjoyable and not frustrating. Anyhow, let me guys show you what my PC looks like inside this case. So building inside the Deep Silence 1 Rev.B, it was a breeze, and the extensive cable management grommets in this case really did make for an enjoyable building experience, as well as making the build look nice and tidy. Now upon turning on the PC, it does become apparent that this case is indeed optimised for low noise operation, with all the fans running at a mere 500 RPM as per reported by the BIOS. I will say that stuff like vibrations from the hard drives were cut down because of the way these do attach to the sleds. Now from building, two things I would like to see improved is the room you get at the back of the case for cable management. Now, even though I do use a Corsair RM850 power supply, which does have flat black cables, I do feel there needs to be a lot more room. And for people that do not have flat cables, I did get away with using flat cables, but I think a lot of people don't buy kind of premium power supplies that have the flat cables, and might have a problem even closing the side panels. That's one thing I do want to see improved. Now the second thing I would like to see improved is the length of the cables on all of the included stock fans. Now personally, I needed to use a 3-pin extension for the Re 140mm fan, as I was surprised that given at the size of the case and that these fans should really reach kind of halfway to the motherboard, I couldn't install this back fan, which I did think was a bit strange, and this is an improvement that I do want to see Nanoxia take on board, improving all the lengths of the cables on the fans. Pretty sure this will not cost a lot of money at all. So apart from them two improvements, I would like to see taken on board. This is a very good case, and I do think that it is optimized for low noise, and that if anything, it has been thought out, because it is a premium case, a lot of options for storage, and I do think that with all the sound isolating foam, it just works. There we are. Anyhow, let's cut back to me kind of in front of the camera, and let me guys share with you my final kind of conclusions about this case. So guys, there we are. That was the kind of overview, and me showing you what this case is like to build in. Now, as I said, I do think this case is a very nice case. The construction is pretty damn good, and I do think that building a system in this case is relatively easy and painless, which is pretty good. Now, I do think a lot of thought has been put into the case in terms of all the places you can install fans. That patented air chimney kind of thing on the top of the case. I think that's pretty damn good, and just in general, the way you can swap out hard drive bays and all that kind of stuff is just just good, and it does work. And also, I do want to say that this feature here, where you can take out your fans and swap dust filters that easily, is something that I do think should be on a lot of cases, and that is one of the really good things I do like about this case. And I will say that this case in general is relatively quiet. I do have one of the side panels off, but I do think that components do run quiet anyway if they're able to get air from just in the room in general. There we are. But very nice case. It is quiet. Your components don't really get very hot in this case, and that's gonna be about it. I would recommend this case if you guys are thinking of picking up. And apart from that, just want to say thanks to pccooling.de for sending this case out, and that'll be about it. Anyway guys, thank you very much for watching, and hopefully next week you do enjoy the kind of series of videos I have. I am taking a look at 3 CPU coolers, one from Arctic, one from Alpha Cool, and then one from Zalman. So next week is like CPU cooler week. There we are. Anyhow, thank you very much for watching, and I'll catch you guys in my next video. Goodbye.